Rutherford, Republican statewide elected. Thank you, my friend, right here. And thank you to the Republican Club at Bradley College for turning out a few people. We put down enough seats for the people who RSVP'd. We have a few extras. So I'm going to say a few words, more than a few, and then I'm going to turn to you for questions you may have. We'll start with the people sitting down. If we have some more time, we'll go to those that are standing up. But just a few thoughts. This is not something I expected to do. It's a funny thing. I mean, many of you are in college here at Bradley. Most of you are, and you may be thinking about planning out your life. My experience is your life will move in ways you never would have imagined. My own career, I thought I was going to be an automobile guy. I thought I was going to be working in a car company like my dad had. After my first year of graduate school, I went to work for a summer job at Chrysler, thinking that might be the path of my life. Instead, an entirely different course in my life. And now I find myself running for president of the United States. I never imagined that would happen. What a thrill it is. And it's been exciting to see people across the country and recognize that America is very different than what you see on the news every night, even than what you see on YouTube. I mean, the nature of the American people is far more optimistic, more innovative, more can-do, more patriotic, more passionate than I think you sense if you just watch TV or you just look on social media. You find everyday Americans doing extraordinary things that make a difference in their lives and in the lives of their neighbors. I marvel at some of the entrepreneurs I see that help build our economy. We were in Western Michigan. I met someone named Norm Byrne. Boy, I get that name wrong all the time. Norm Byrne. And Norm had over 100 patents framed on his wall in various forms of electrical products. And I said to him, "Where did you go to graduate school?" He said he didn't go to graduate school in engineering. I said, "Where did you go undergraduate?" Didn't go to undergraduate either. Just an inventor, an innovator, who employs hundreds of people, by the way, making electrical systems. I met a guy whose name was Dr. Bill Dobbin. And I said, "What did you get your PhD in?" He said, "I don't have a PhD, I'm an MD." Now, the reason I thought he was a PhD was because he was the owner and operator of a business that makes casters. Those round things, those wheels you put on the bottom of heavy things to push them around, he makes specialty casters. And I thought, well, if you're making specialty casters, you must be an engineer or something like that. No, he was a medical doctor. He got tired of the malpractice problems and the government interference in Medicare and Medicaid, and so he decided to start a business. It's remarkable when you meet people across this country. We get to do that, by the way, as a family. My wife and I go together typically, and sometimes my one son went off to Guam, the Northern Marianas, and Hawaii to get me delegates. And he got delegates in all three places. I got all the delegates in all three places. So that's what one son did. This last weekend, Ann and I got to go to Puerto Rico. Boy, was that exciting. Puerto Rico, almost 4 million people there. By the way, it's not liberal like you think. The governor's conservative. The Speaker of the House is conservative. The Senate President is conservative. They eliminated 37,000 jobs in state government. They lowered their taxes. They lowered taxes on real estate. Number of home sales increased by 50% last year. Oh yeah, that's Puerto Rico. So we had these great experiences as a family. By the way, I also travel with a press corps. There are people who go with us as we go from place to place. And one of them has his parents here today. Reed Epstein has Shelley and Marianne Epstein who are here. Now, where is Shelley and Marianne? They're around here somewhere. Are they over here? Right over here? Right here? These guys are separated here. Why the distance here? Marianne here, Shelley over there. He works here at the university, Bradley University. So I want to recognize some people who are part of our team. Thank you for being here today. Now, these days have taught me that there's greatness in the American people, as you know, more than perhaps you'd even see by just watching media. But there's also tough times. You got 24 million people out of work in America. or people have stopped looking for work, or they're underemployed. And you don't have to be told this. I go to college campuses and ask people how many have jobs that are seniors, and I don't see a lot of hands go up. The unemployment rate among college graduates coming out of college is pretty darn high. And even those, yeah, these two are high-fiving back here. And even those that they know exactly what's going on. Even those that have jobs find themselves in positions well beneath their skill level and are very, very concerned. I'm concerned about the people that are out of work. One of the people who's running also for the Republican nomination today said that he doesn't care about the unemployment rate. That doesn't bother him. I do care about the unemployment rate. It does bother me. I want to get people back to work. I'm concerned about those that are out of work. One of the reasons I'm running is to get my expertise in place so we can put people back to work and get America strong again. Woo! A strong economy. Incomes. The middle class is being squeezed in America. The median income in America has dropped by 10% over the last 4 years, even as the prices of things you're buying have gone up. The president, by the way, made a lot of promises. He said he'd hold unemployment below 8%, as Congressman Schock indicated. Been above 8% ever since. He said he'd cut the deficit in half. He's doubled it. He's out of ideas. He's out of excuses. In 2012, we got to make sure he's out of office. Look at that, John. Now, there's one promise he made that he kept. You see, when he was running, he talked about how his energy policies would cause energy prices to skyrocket. And when told that gasoline prices had jumped, he said he'd rather see them go up gradually. Well, now we've seen what the results have been of his policies and the people he brought in. He brought in 3 folks in the Department of Energy, the Department of the Interior, and the EPA who have acted piece by piece to cut off our supply of coal, natural gas, and oil in the way we could have had it. And as a result, we're seeing consequence today where hundreds of billions of dollars leave our economy and go to the economies of other nations, some of whom don't like us very much. And of course, we're experiencing extraordinarily high gasoline prices. This is a president who now has an election year conversion. Now he wants to bring gas prices down. Well, the place to start is by firing those 3 people that he hired in the first place. And the place to finish is getting